was the prologue to World War II, 25 years ago. The people of Shanghai, standing firm against Japanese threats of aggression, were suddenly bombed without warning from the air and from the sea. This was the horrible preview of things to come, civilians helpless before a doom sown from the skies. No longer was there any place to hide. Natives tried to flee into the international zone, and they died by the thousands under a rain of bombs. Simultaneously, the Japanese attacked Nanking, Tientsin, and Beiping. It was the beginning of the war that bloomed into full horror on December 7th, 1941. And the horror of any war can be seen in the faces of hapless victims. The Japanese had quickly cut lines of communication in sprawling China, and the people were left without adequate leadership. This opened the way to the slow communist takeover. The Reds organized guerrilla bands back of Japanese lines, bands that ultimately took over the local governments, then the sprawling nation itself. The United States lost no time in evacuating American nationals from the danger zones. Tenders and tugs took aboard families of military and diplomatic personnel under the direction of Admiral Yarnell. It was a precarious task to transfer them downstream to waiting liners. The course lay between Japanese warships in the river and Chinese snipers on shore. However, it was a successful evacuation carried out without injury. An inferno is left behind. Meanwhile, the United States moved swiftly to reinforce its garrison in the Far East. 1,200 Marines marched to their transports at San Diego on their way to war-torn China. Again, this was a preview of things to come. In 4 short years, American troops would once more pour overseas by the millions. It was the time for tearful goodbyes, the time for family ties to be broken, no matter how hard the task. The curtain had risen on decades of war and strife.